All right, I'm going to show a video about back chaining a recall. Back chaining is when you teach the end behavior first and you train that so you kind of go backwards. So the end behavior of a recall is that the dog, or that I like to teach, is the dog comes to you when you call it and it stops in front of you and sits and stays there until you say okay or give it the okay to go do something else. Because what happens a lot of times when we're doing recalls, we can call our dog, they get in this general area or they get kind of close and they kind of, yeah, what do you want? And then they dart back somewhere else, or they jump around you, or they just take off the other way. They don't come near you and they don't allow you to reach out and take them or stop and sit in front of you. And that's usually due to a bad association. Well, let me rephrase that. It may not necessarily be a bad association, but it's an association the dog probably may not like. I mean, it can be a bad association, but a lot of times it's more or less something the dog dislikes. So a lot of times the dog is called to come, but they're grabbed and they're taken inside when they didn't want to go inside, or they were running around and they were having fun, or something like that. So it's really just the association with coming was not taught in a way that makes the dog want to come. So what they do is they avoid it. They kind of come to you thinking maybe it's good, and then they take off running. So I'm going to show you how you can get your dog to come to you, stop, and stick around instead of take off. So the first behavior you want to teach, and this is Remy. This is Remy. He's a French Bulldog. He's 6 months old. He's not my dog. So that's why I'm going to show you this, because he has never done this. Well, I worked on it with him when he was a puppy, but I'm not sure how much practice he's had. So this is the first thing I do. First of all, I'm going to have the dog get away from me. So I throw food away to get him away. And then I allow the dog, oh, he's got to think about eating that. Is that not good? Have a treat the dog will eat quickly. This may be bad food. Ugh. Is this yuck? I hope this stuff isn't bad. Here, buddy. Sorry, I gotta check out and see if he'll eat this. Oh, now he's taking, now he's gonna take while eating food. Okay. Back up. Let me reorganize. Let me get some new food. This stuff is no good. Okay. I'm gonna use chicken because I have it. And yes, real chicken. Okay. And he'll eat it quickly. There we go. Okay. You want whenever you're using treats, you want to use something you can give the dog really quickly and he'll eat it quickly. So, yes. So the dog comes to me, sits in front, and I give several pieces of food. Ideally, you'll have it in a pouch in front of you or behind you, or have it next to you on a counter that you can reach over and grab. And I'm giving little bitty pieces, and I'm giving him several in a row because I'm teaching him that once he stops and sits and sticks around, good things happen. After that, I like to hide the food so the dog knows it's there, it can smell it, but I don't want it visually in the dog's sight. I can reach down and grab the dog's collar and then give another piece of food after I grab the collar. So they associate being grabbed with something okay. Yes. Now he laid down. So I like using him because, like I said, he's never done this before, and he's doing things that a dog that's not been trained to do this may do, which is, I don't know what he's going to do because he's never done this before. Clearly, it's a lot easier for me to do a video with a dog that I don't know what they're going to do because you may run into the situation yourself if you're doing this at home. So I prefer to use someone else's dog than my own because I do know what my dogs are going to do. Okay, so we'll start over. And we'll do it again. So I then get them away from me, and I do this 3 times. So now I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to call him yet. He's distracted. My dogs are in the other room. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Now I'm going to let him walk off again. So what I'm doing is building muscle memory, which means he's going to understand that when he comes in front of me, he stops and sits. Now, since he's kind of sticking around, I'm going to get him away from me. I have nothing on me. The food's over next to me on a plate. Yes. He keeps putting his paw up. I think he was taught to give a paw. I'm just going to not do anything for that. Good boy. Okay. Now I'm going to attach the word come to it. I'll show you how to do that. Sorry, I'm unorganized with my treats. So I'm cutting up chicken. Okay, so I'm going to actually get him out of the room so that he has to come a little further. Remy, come! Yes. So see, the end behavior has already been taught, so he knows what to do once I call him to me. Now what I'm going to do is do the collar grab. He's lying down, which is really okay. Good boy. I just want to be able to grab him and he doesn't go anywhere. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to do the recall again, where I call him. Now here's the key. Once the dog gets to you, you need to heavily reward the dog, which means several little treats repeatedly in a row. So like 15 pieces of food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. Not all at once, but one at a time. So the dog thinks it just hit the jackpot. I'm going to try to get him to move. He's like, I'm not going anywhere, lady. The chicken is in here. There we go. Ready, come! Yes. I was waiting for him to stop pawing, but come. And give him one right after the other. This time I'll grab him. Good boy. That's a good boy. You can even pull them with their collar and reward them. Good boy. If you know the dog is sensitive to being grabbed by the collar, don't add this in right now. That's a whole other process of being desensitized to being grabbed. If your dog is okay with that, you can do that. So I will add that in. Some dogs are sensitive to it, as in they will snap if you grab them. So you do need to be aware. That shouldn't apply here. That's a whole other training thing you need to do beforehand. All right, let's do this again. Now notice I'm not doing this and bribing him. I just have my hands. Remy, come. Good boy. That's a good boy. So it's once he gets to me and sits. Good boy. That's a good boy. That's when he gets the rewards. Good boy. And look, now he's going to stick around. Why would he go anywhere? Good boy. Okay. So there's some very simple steps right there on starting a basic recall, just so your dog has a basic understanding of it. That's by no means an entire recall training or process, but that is the basic thing that I teach when I start off recall training. Say thanks, Ram.